So, let's see. You don't want to do that. All right. So, how's everybody doing this fine Wednesday morning? I just got off from work. Of course, business is really slow. It is that time of year. And I said, let's get in here and let's chat with the family. So, here we are. As you come in, guys, please speak. Let me know that y'all can hear me and everything is well. If you're catching this later after the live, please hit replay if you have any questions or comments. I want to know that they haven't been addressed already. So let's see if I can find some chats. So where y'all checking in from and what's your weather like? So y'all know we've been having some beautiful weather and the last couple days we got freezing. So that is not a good thing. Good morning, food, waters, and land. That's right. Food, water, and land. It's Janice. Good morning, good morning. Can y'all hear me okay? See, I still don't see myself live. I don't understand that. So I think it takes a minute for them to actually put me out as live because I don't see me on neither YouTube or Facebook. Ah, there I go on Facebook. Out as live. Okay. YouTube or Facebook. Now I'm happy on that. Let's see about YouTube. Let's see if we can get us going. On Facebook. Out. Almost like a kid in the candy store right now. Let's see. So guys, one thing I'm gonna do today is definitely get out in my yard because I'm praying that the cold is about over. I know we're supposed to get 70 degrees here in the mornings. Well, during the days for highs, and I think we're supposed to be finished with the freeze. So there's a couple of different things I'm gonna do this year that I never done before, and I definitely want to bring y'all along with me. So I'm gonna convert more of the homestead into herbs. So I got my food growing area, so I got tons and tons of fruit, which is my love, all kind of fruits, and I have my seasonal vegetables and my area that I actually keep converting depending on what time of year to growing area. And now I want to grow a lot more herbs. Now I got some new herbs that I want to introduce into my products, so I want to grow more of them. And that's one of the things I'm gonna do today. I've been doing a lot of research, guys. I want to improve the product line. I want to make more of the products, and I definitely want to put it out to where people actually understand and know what it is that I'm growing and what it does for the body. So we're in a place now, guys. Most people, I ain't gonna say most, a lot of people are being way more health conscious. So they're looking for ways to be able to take care of themselves better with more natural products. And guys, I'm gonna tell you that is the best way to go. Um, Understand, there's no magic pill if you're not willing to do the work. So there are things that happen to you in your life that cause you to be able to have these problems. There's foods you're eating, there's the way you eating, just the way you moving that's causing us to have the problems. I'm guilty of it myself. A lot of us don't know that these things are problems, but if you want to fix them, you're gonna have to stop doing what caused it, right? That is really, really important. So doing the research to find out what is causing that. So that's going to be something that I'm definitely going to be talking about as we go along. I can't talk about everything at one time, but I am going to talk about the, some of the main foods and the problems with them and what you can do to try to combat some of those problems. Then you have to go through the process of trying to figure out, okay, now that I stop creating this problem or stop making it worse, what can I do to fix the problem that already has been created? And that's what we're going to talk about also, guys. And I have been doing so much research. And a lot of the things that we already had is amazing, but I think that we could do even more. And I have found out so much more. And I am so excited with being able to implement these things. So I definitely want to grow as much of it as possible. And I'm going to go through the process this year of actually producing more and more of it. So I'm going to turn some of the grass into some herbs and food. And I think it's going to be exciting. I'm going to bring y'all along with me. Some of y'all may just, be like, hey, I'm going to do the same thing. So if you don't know, I am a homesteader. I raise and grow my own food. And I try to be self-sustainable, right? So do I go to the store? I absolutely go to the store. But can I avoid that? If hard times hit, can I actually survive off of what I produce? I can. And I did it purposely. I actually made sure that I was able to survive. I made sure I had sustainable proteins and I can actually grow the foods that I actually can eat with my proteins. I got medicines. I actually got some tools to actually convert bad water into good water, right? So that's important too. Water is absolutely important for life. So therefore, being able to have water is so important. So, I'm going to make sure that if worst come to worst, because nobody ever see worst coming until it actually gets here. And we had that problem a little while back where, the stores didn't have anything, and, we were scrambling. Everybody was struggling trying to figure out how they was going to make it. Good morning, Elba. Timeless Designs. What's up, fam? Mike, what's up? What's up? HFFGVC. Good morning, y'all. So I'm glad y'all came in with me this morning, guys. I just wanted to come in and just touch base with everybody, chat a little bit, and talk about some of the things that we're gonna have going on this year. Now, for a long time, guys, I have talked about the products that was created here, and I think I'm under the illusion that everybody know, and I have to realize that everybody don't know. So some people actually are just hearing this stuff and seeing me for the very first time, so they're not aware of some of the products like paint away all, right? My paint away all now. Um, I have sold, some of this. And guys, thank y'all for the support. The people who came in, got on the website and actually purchased from me, I want to thank y'all, from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. What's up, Tiny Green? I think I'm assuming that everybody actually know. Now, paint away oil. If you purchase this oil, guys, make sure when you get it, you shake it really well. All right? Shake it really well until all the oils in this thing are combined. You simply just, after you do that, take a dropper full, find the infected area, wherever you got a pain or ache, inflamed joints, anything of that sort, and drop it in that area, and then just rub it in. Just rub it in, and guys, and within minutes, you will feel the relief of this, right? So, for one, this is not medical advice. Do your research on everything that we talk about that is medicinal, okay? But we have sold hundreds of thousands of this. I am the original maker of this product, and I make it the same way. Even though I am going to change things, once I actually get these herbs up and going, I found some more herbs that actually will benefit this product even more. If it can get better, I don't even think it can get better, but this is an amazing product, right? So we have been to places where people are actually having issues. They're having arthritis, hurting neck, hurting shoulders, hurting knees, and we'll rub them down with this. Before they leave, they're coming back to get this product because that's just how amazing it works. And a lot of people have said that their doctor said they couldn't do nothing about the fact that they had all this inflammation in their joints. So people with bone on bone, I don't recommend, have been able to be comfortable using this product. People that went and got replacements, which is absolutely crazy to me because you get replacements, then you get inflammation in the areas where you had a replacement at, and you still have to use some kind of walking device because it still aches and hurts because inflammation is built up. And, we had a couple people say that their doctor said they couldn't do nothing about that. It wasn't nothing they could do about it. We sit them down, we rub this on their knees, and they're walking around without that cane in 15, 20, 30 minutes. Now, this will work different for everybody, but for most people, it will work really, really fast. This right here will penetrate your skin. This is a topical. It will go down to that joint, that inflamed joint, and relieve the inflammation. So it'll lower the inflammation, and now the hand that you couldn't close is now opening and closing. That knee that was real tender or hurting because of the inflammation has went down, and now you're comfortable and you can walk. So the important thing about that is, when I said last time, if you don't use it, you will lose it. It is absolutely true, guys. So you sitting there aching, so you can't move around like you're supposed to. And if you can't move around like you're supposed to, you won't pick up excess weight because you can't burn it off, right? You're still going to be eating, but you can't burn the calories, which is compounding your issues, your medical issues. So you got to make sure that you are able to get around so you can actually keep your weight at a reasonable rate, which will then help you with your blood pressure, help with cardiovascular, issues. It will make you overall healthy. And you will be able to use the muscles that you are not using. Because as I said before, if you're getting older, your muscles start to shrink. That means you start to lose muscle. If you're not using that body part, you're definitely going to be losing the muscles in that area. So if you ever got back down to the point where you can use it, those muscles are going to be so much weaker because you went all this time babying it, not using it, and now it's weaker. Now you got to try to build that back up. So now you done got rid of the pain, but your muscles are so weak, you still got to be careful on how you move. So it is really important. That's why I love this product. This was my favorite product. This was my baby. I knew this was going to be the one, that everybody was going to love, and they did. Hundreds of thousands of bottles of this, guys. And it is simply amazing. It's been a miracle to a lot of people. It's a suggestion that you give really surviving families during these uncertain times. Yeah, and I think it's so important, but, the majority of us can't be forward thinking. So we're not looking at problems that may occur. We're waiting for the problem to get here. Then we're trying to address the problem, but it's too late. Like, because there's certain things that you really have to know. Backyard grill in the garden. What's up, brother? Good to see you here, man. It's things that you need to know to be able to take care of yourself. Like backyard grill in the garden. Like he over there getting it in. Like he learning as much as he can, and he ready to get on bigger property so he could do even more. It is so amazing, guys, just to see your work come up and become something amazing, something that you could use medicinally, something that you could eat. You know, and I'm gonna tell most of y'all, like, y'all don't know what food really tastes like until you actually grow some food. You grow the varieties that taste the way they're supposed to taste, and you're gonna realize what you've been eating in the grocery store is just not right. Something ain't right with it, right? It ain't got the nutrients in it. It just don't taste nearly as well as it should. And once you get started with it, it's just no going back. And I think everybody will love it, you know. But definitely, again, guys, make sure if you get this, you're shaking it really well before uses. This is our paint away oil. It can be found on my website, soyabroth.com. And I'm telling you, if you having problems with your joints, your inflammation, or you just having a pain, we had somebody that was going through, a spell, and they just rubbed this around their ear, and they actually was able to come out of it. And they said they never had that problem and not had to go to the hospital. So amazing, guys. So paint away all. And once people find out that I actually am selling it, it's gonna be hard to keep in stock. It's one of those things that people just tend to love. So I am new with my website, so a lot of people are not aware of the paint away all. So just just so before it actually get to that point, make sure you get it. Let me see where we at. Still no YouTube. Why? See, this is my channel, and it won't even let me know that I'm live. That is so sad. So I'm on two different devices today. I'm not going through rescreen just to see if it works better. Will people get notifications? So many people said that they didn't even know I went live last time I went, and I wanted to try something different today. So it may be because of the size of my channel now that it's just not notifying people like that. Maybe as I go live more often, or maybe get a set time that I go live, it will help out. And also, guys, most people are familiar with the moringa. This is the best multivitamin. Now, I heard people talking about taking vitamins, and I wanted to explain something to y'all, and I didn't know this either until I actually took a trip and spoke with some professionals. You take these multivitamins, okay, they may have the minerals in it that your body needs, but there's a certain process your body goes through to be able to use those minerals. If they're not bioavailable, which means your body able to use it, all you're gonna do is urinate it out. And a lot of y'all know that's actually, taking vitamins. When you go to the bathroom, you see that rich, deep, yellow, reddish color. Yeah, that's that pills coming straight through you. Your body not using it. So you're kind of wasting your money. Finding something that got the actual nutrients in it that your body need. If you go to a doctor and they say that you're low on something such as iron or whatever, you can go and take something out of one of those stores, some supplement. And what's that? Why is that looking fuzzy like that? So YouTube, am I looking fuzzy to y'all? Because my screen look like I'm looking fuzzy. Let me try something. Okay, I think it just got out of focus. Okay. Alright, I think we're good now. If you actually take those pills and they're not bioavailable, which means your body is not able to pick it up, it's just a waste of time, waste of money. You can go and get blood work and it can say that you're low on a certain supplement. You go buy those supplements and you take them, and then you'll go back and you still off on them. It's because your body cannot use what's in those pills. So being able to use something that's all natural, that works in your body, that it breaks down in your body and is taken into your body and used the way it's supposed to, is important. And finding something all natural is the best way to do it. So moringa is one of those things that your body actually can use, and it has all the minerals and vitamins that you need. This is the tree of life, guys. You can literally survive off of this plant. And there's a reason why people are not talking about it as much as they talk about other things. It's because it will cut the pocket of so many people. And this tree can be consumed from the root to the leaves, the bark, the inside of the tree, all that stuff can be consumed. It is the most powerful medicinal herb that's out there that people are not talking about. So if you can find a natural source of moringa, or you can grow some, I recommend it. So I do sell a supplement. There's no fillers in it, 100% organic, and it is an amazing herb. Take it every day and, let it do its thing. This is on the website. Also, it's Moringa Magic, and it is a great way to supplement some of the stuff that we're not getting. And there's a lot that we're not getting, guys. So if you're not doing what you need to do purposely, you're not getting the nutrients that you're supposed to have. We're supposed to get the nutrients we need from our foods. Well, if we're not eating the right kind of foods, we're not getting those nutrients. And some people may think, okay, well, I'm eating my vegetables. Well, are your vegetables grown in a way that they have plenty of nutrients in them so you can actually uptake them? That's a question, right? The ground that they're grown in has to have the nutrients for the plant to take them up, so that then you can eat the food and you can get the nutrients. Well, if they change the food that you're eating to not need those minerals to grow, now you're eating the vegetable or the food and not getting the minerals. Same thing go with your meat, guys. We know that corn is not something that our body digests. There's really no nutritional value to corn. It just tastes good, and it produces an unhealthy fat. Well, eating a meat that's been mainly grown and fattened with just corn is stopping you from getting the nutrients from your meat that you're supposed to get. So this is one of the reasons why the grass-fed meats are the best way to go. Now, when you raise something like rabbits, like I do, rabbits can grow out and be good just on what you can forage around, the area, weeds and grass. They're getting all the nutrients from the weeds and the grass that they need, and it's in the meat, and then you taking it in. When you find beef, you find a beef that is grass-fed. Well, that's the natural way for animals to be raised, is on grass. And the grass have the minerals in it because the grass take the minerals from the earth. And as they take it from the grass, take it from the earth, the animals eat the grass, they get the minerals. We eat the animals and we get the minerals. So that's the way it's designed. Well, You strip all that away. Now you just got a blank slate of meat. You take all that away from your vegetables. You got a blank slate of vegetables with no nutrients, no minerals. And guys, we are designed to have these minerals. These minerals are vital for life. Without them, our body starts to break down or not function the way it's supposed to. So a lot of times we're sick. We got issues. Well, if we had all the vital nutrients that we're supposed to have, our body will fight some of that stuff off. But instead, we're eating foods that have nothing in it. We go into fast food restaurants. We go into places that, you know, nutrients is not what's important. Just eating something that might just taste good. If it's not nutrient dense, guys, you're not getting what your body actually needs. One thing you will realize if you eat a nutrient dense food, you really don't need or want to eat nearly as much. When you have empty calories, guys, you can eat a lot of empty calories and your body will never get satisfied. Your stomach may get full, but then shortly later, you're going to be ready to eat some more. Now you got to uptake all those calories and you're ready to eat more calories and you didn't burn off none of the ones you ate before. This is how we gaining weight, And the food got all these preservatives and chemicals in it. And we compounding the fact that we're not getting the nutrients. We compounding the fact that we're eating excess calories with the fact that we're now putting poisonous chemicals in our body. And that's another thing, guys. How is it possible that if I put cyanide or resin, something in your body, in your food that cause you to get sick or to pass away, that's a crime. Why is it not a crime for the big food systems to do that to us? Because they absolutely know over time the things that they're putting in our food is causing us to be sick and causing us to, meet our demise. Money. So if we don't look out for each other, guys, there's no hope because they're looking out for their pockets and that's the only thing that matters to them. So just make sure, you are doing the best thing for you and your family. Do your research. Make sure that you're getting the correct information. If they're telling you eat a certain vegetable, you need to find out what variety of vegetable that is that got what you need in it. And it's important to kind of know who growing it and how they growing it. Because what's the point of eating something that's low in calories but it's doused with poison to keep the bugs away? Grown in poison. All that stuff is so important that we actually know. So make sure you are, doing your research because they're not telling us none of the stuff that we need to know to make sure that we are good and we're healthy. Finding a local farmer, if you know him and you know what he's doing, definitely support them. It's important, to go to stores. If it's more of a community kind of store where they actually are looking out for the people, it's not as much about the money as it is making sure that you're getting local, good food. That is a good way to go about doing it also. We can't get away from everything, but we can definitely do our best to get away from a lot of it. So we're going to keep having these conversations because I think it's absolutely important. When it comes to these, when it comes to these natural products, definitely do your research. No matter who's selling them. If I'm selling them, if I'm, you buying them from somewhere else, Make sure what you're getting is what you're getting. All right. Make sure that it's not nobody is just trying to make a quick dollar. So that's my goal is to put out quality. If it can't be quality, I'm just not gonna put it out. I'm doing the research, everything I can find out, and making sure that what I'm passing on correct information. All right. There's always more to learn. There's always new stuff coming out, and as they come out, I'm gonna be looking at them. I'm trying to make sure that I'm spreading some good information. But I'm gonna tell you this, guys. As a whole, don't look at trying to fix anything without finding out what's your problem and then fixing the problem. You know, we ailing, we hurting, but everybody want to take a pill. We need to find out what it is that's causing us to be hurting. We need to stop that. Then try to fix, the issues that you caused. One thing about me, like I've been working out for the majority of my life, since middle school, right? And the information I had, if you want to be big and strong, you got to eat tons and tons of food. Well, I did that. I did that for a very long time, and I got big. I was a big guy. I worked out hard and I ate hard. And my assumption was, long as I'm actually doing the exercise, the food ain't gonna matter. Okay, so while I looked a certain way, that didn't mean I was healthy. Because on top of eating a whole lot of calories, I didn't realize how bad our food system was. So I'm taking in way more of those chemicals. I'm taking in way more of the junk than the average person. So at a certain age, my body was like, okay, well, now we're done, So then high blood pressure came, diabetes came, all of a sudden. And I'm like, I ain't did nothing different. I'm eating the same way I did. I'm working out like I was. I knew I was getting older, but, why would it be worse? Well, the food system is getting worse. And my body getting older and is unable to handle all the stresses and the pressures of trying to fight off all that junk, right? Well, I didn't know. I thought I was doing what was right. And that's the same thing with a lot of people. People don't realize that what they're doing is causing their issues. They're thinking that they're eating right. There's people out there that's dieting and they're being careful with what they eat, but they're still eating the wrong thing. And they're still having issues. And we talked about last week about our wheat and how bad that is for our system. A lot of people will go on diets and they will stop eating a whole bunch of stuff. They'll get off of the sweets as much. But then they continue to eat the bread and they don't know why. Like, for one, my weight not dropping like it's supposed to. I'm still having these issues. I'm still having the blood pressure problem. I'm still having, my diabetes is still going crazy. And only thing they're not really looking at is the fact that they're still eating wheat. And then the wheat is actually causing them to make the problem even worse than what it actually was. So y'all have to make sure y'all look into all the things that's going on and be aware, because this information is just not readily pushed in our face. We have to go and search for it. So having the conversation should make you want to look into what is my problem and what I could do better. What natural products can actually help me get to the same comfort level as what these prescription synthetics are doing. Because the thing about the synthetics, if they're not making you addicted to them, they're tearing up your organs. because your body has to process them. The thing about the stuff you buying over the counter is your body is not it's not able to take it up in your body and use it the way it's supposed to. Well, what they do with prescription meds, they put stuff in it to make your body be able to use it. Well, that means that stuff got to go through your process, your liver, and all that stuff there, and it works it really hard, and it makes it available to your body. Well, it's not a natural process, so you're slowly tearing up your organs, trying to get these medicines to be bioavailable in your body. That's why it's important to get on them if you have to, and get off them as soon as possible. It is so important, and I think that the more people who know, the more we can spread these words, and then we have more people actually producing better things for us. Now, one thing we did find out about the grass-fed beef, right? Be blessed in here when you make the money and everything. Right. Yeah. So it became known and popular to buy your beef grass-fed. So what the big industry did, they will take these corn-fed beef, they will give it some grass, a little bit of grass, and then they're able to call what they are producing grass-fed. So they was able to trick the system a little bit. So what you have to do is find something to say 100% grass-fed. That way, they're not able to just say, well, he did eat grass for 2 days out of his life. They can't say that, or they can't finish. They can start it on grass and then finish it off on corn, and then call it grass-fed. Well, it's still fattened with the corn, which produces an unhealthy fat. And it's unhealthy for them, it's unhealthy for us also. So if it's actually fattened up with the grass, you actually got healthy beef that got the vitamins and nutrients and minerals in it that you can use in your body, and that will be better for you. And I'm telling you, it tastes better, and it fills you up a lot more, a lot faster. That is important. I am at the moment packaging up some cayenne capsules, which will greatly support you in your ability to get off some of your blood pressure meds or lower it. All right, so that's a whole process, guys. But being able to release an amount and do what you can to make yourself better is so important, guys. And nobody gonna do it for you. And you still got to exercise. You still got to watch what you eat and find out what's causing it, and change that wheat. That's gonna be one of the things that's gonna be so important. Like with the pain away all, guys. It takes down inflammation, but what good is that if you keep eating stuff that's going to bring the inflammation back into your body? Wheat will definitely make your body inflamed. And where is the wheat? Well, you have to do the research, because it's almost on any and everything. Your pastas, your soups, your breads, all your breads, your pizzas, your hamburgers, everything. Everything. And it's in places that you wouldn't even imagine. Well, as soon as your body gets to eat it, it's just going to react to it. And as we get older, they react to it more. A lot of us like, I ate this stuff growing up. Yeah, your body was able to fight it off then. Now that you're older, your system is a little different. It's just not gonna fight it off like that. So we have to change with our age and with time. So guys, I am gonna go out here. I'm gonna put in some serious work to plant some of these herbs that I actually plan on growing this year. I am gonna film it because I want everybody to know, but I want to see I want the process to be there. So I'm gonna show how I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna put it down, and once it start doing what it need to do, I'm gonna put it out, which will be great for a lot of y'all because y'all are not there yet. Y'all are not to the point where y'all can be growing yet. So by the time mine start, it should be time for y'all to do something. And if you're interested, you can also do it too. But I think, I found some amazing, amazing herbs that's gonna help us all out, and it's gonna make the products that I produce so much better. And I want to have as much of it as possible, so I'm gonna make sure I plant a good plot of it, guys. So, hey, I hope each and every one of y'all have the most amazing day, and we will talk back with y'all soon. Probably go live again, possibly Saturday, maybe, but if not, soon as possible, because I'm trying to do a ton of things at the same time, and I want to stay connected with y'all. To everybody who became members, I am going to be going live, you know, more with y'all, just because it's going to be informal. I don't have to be sitting here. I could just be walking around. I could just plop up something, and I ain't really got to have a topic. And if you just want to be there, y'all can. So I appreciate you. Oh, I think I got a delivery. I'm gonna say, wow, look at it. Where's my pew pew? Something going on out there. All right, guys. So have an amazing day. I appreciate y'all for coming in and chilling with your boy for just a minute. And to the next time, guys. YouTube. I don't know how to turn it.